I am back today. I'm wearing the same shirt as my last video because I'm literally just filming it straight afterwards. I just feel like getting some stuff filmed today. I even have a little bit of wet hair. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do another book review. I don't know how many book reviews I should be doing, if people are even interested in seeing that, but I was so taken by this book. It's Buffering by Hart. I have to really watch because this is a library book, so it's shiny, but I just fell in love with this book. I read this book on Tuesday going into Wednesday of this week, and I just really loved it. I liked that it's a beautiful book. I mean, first of all, it has like the metallic stuff on the front. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. It's got like the heavy kind of glossier pages, sort of more like not magazine feeling. You'll know if you pick it up. It's like a heavier book, and it's very pretty. It's got all of this, like I like the blue and the metallicized and all of that. Even on the back it's a little bit, I don't know if you'll be able to see. I don't know if my camera will be able to pick any of this up, but more than it just being physically beautiful, it's such a good, beautiful novel, I think. It's not a novel, I guess it's a memoir. I don't know if it's actually classified as a memoir, but that's how I read it. And it's really just the story of how she became who she is today. And there was a strong emphasis on her mom in this novel, which I suppose, I keep calling it a novel, it's not a novel. In this book, there's a strong emphasis on her mom's, I guess, mental illness and its effect on her, which, duh, I mean, obviously that has a huge impact on how you would grow up and, you know, feel things are normal, and then you realize that maybe they aren't as normal and all of that. I really liked that. I felt like the stuff that she's talking about with her mom could be quite relatable, even if your mom or my mom doesn't have a diagnosed mental illness, but I think you could still, you can learn a lot about mental illness with that, and you can still, I think, understand what that would be, because we all have some sort of relationship with our parents or with the people who raised us, and I think so you can kind of understand the challenges that would provide. I work in a field that deals with teenagers, and oftentimes they come from bad backgrounds or just challenging backgrounds, and so I feel like it gave me just one more little, I guess, glimpse into what that would be like. And I do think that it was descriptive in that I could really picture it. Like when she talks about going into her mom's apartment as an adult, not that long ago, I think even maybe within the last year or two, and she talks about how gross it is. It's descriptive enough that you can really picture it and feel that, like, oh my gosh, this woman is living this way, and it's sad and challenging and all of that, but it's not so descriptive that it's like gross or gonna make you sick. I know a lot of people really love stuff like that when you read memoirs and stuff like that. People love books like A Child Called It and stuff like that. I can't handle that kind of graphic content because it makes me physically sick. I feel like maybe because of the way, or maybe it's because of my job, and I know that this stuff is really real, or what it is, but that kind of stuff just sticks with me. So I appreciated that she was descriptive so you could tell the hugeness of what was happening, but it wasn't so bad that it was making me like nauseous or I couldn't finish reading it or whatever. I like that she kept that, it's for story purposes, you know, when she's telling all of these little things about, I don't know, just like little things where she swallowed a bunch of, I think it was aspirin when she was little. She's not telling that to be sensational. She's not telling that to entertain you. She's telling it for a greater purpose, for this story. And she seems like maybe more of a private person, so it seems like it would be quite a challenge for her to talk about that stuff, but I just think sometimes the graphic stuff kind of takes away from the actual story and just kind of entertains people, and in this I didn't feel that. I also liked that in the beginning she included a trigger warning, and she tried purposely not to actually have things in here that would be triggering in terms of like self-harm and all of that kind of stuff. She really tried to, I'm talking like I know that. It just, she says that she didn't include anything that would be triggering, and I really appreciated that. She also, I thought was interesting, she also talked about her dad being a Jehovah's Witness. I think that's so intriguing. I think, like, I've never known anybody who's actually a Jehovah's Witness, and I've never known anybody, you know, who had a relationship with somebody. So I thought that kind of stuff was interesting. Obviously, it leads to challenges in terms of, like, what's right and wrong in your life, and that's quite confusing, I would imagine, growing up in two different households, one being quite religious, one not being very religious. I think that would be really confusing as a child. Also with a child, or being a child who is confused maybe about their sexuality. Jehovah's Witnesses are not cool with being gay, and I think that that's cool. I think this book could be so helpful for somebody who is questioning their sexuality or whatever. I think that it could help. I just feel like this book could really be a help to a lot of young people. I think that teenagers, I think that people in their 20s, even me, like, I feel like I'm a little more fully formed. I'm in my 30s, but I just think that this could be really helpful, and I just want to hand this out to everyone, and I don't think you need to be a huge fan of Hannah Hart in order to read this or to care about it. I think it's really interesting. So I think I'm looking at my notes just to make sure that I wrote down some quotes. One of my favorite quotes actually came from the little, like, book flap. I have my little, like, mummy finger thing marking it, and it says, "Because in spite of our constant output and expression, it's important to let yourself buffer at your own rate." I really liked that. I think it's very true. I liked that one. I'm going to look at these quickly. It says, oh, I think I'm going to say my favorite quote was on page 31, and it said, "I choose to remember these moments and focus on what was given instead of what wasn't. Gratitude." And I really like that. I've been really trying to live like that in general for the last year. I've been trying to be very thankful on a day-to-day basis. So I think hearing stuff like that can help someone kind of refocus their life and feel like, you know, especially if you're feeling really down or really crappy about things, that can help you just give you a little bit of positive affirmation about that. Otherwise, I don't really know what else to say about it. I think I've kind of yammered on about it a lot. I would highly recommend this. I think people should read it. It talks about so many important things. Yeah, and I think that that's it. Alright, I hope you go and read this book. If you have any thoughts on it, please leave comments. I don't really get a lot of comments yet, so it would be cool to hear some people's comments about this. And yeah, I hope you have a happy day. Enjoy the day. It's a nice sunny day here, so I hope it's nice and sunny for you as well. Alright, bye.